So last Friday, as everybody knows by now, because it's been all over the internet for a week, Donald Trump told a Bloomberg News reporter, "Quiet, quiet, Piggy." And of course, the reporter was asking a simple question about, some of the Epstein emails that had come out last week. A very topical question, a very important question that the public definitely wanted answers to. The reporter was not rude. The reporter was not in his face. The reporter didn't approach him. Trump was on Air Force One, going into the room as he always does, taking questions because he loves it. And he snapped at her because she asked a question that he didn't like. He didn't want to talk about Epstein. But just because you don't want to talk about it doesn't mean that, you get to avoid it completely, buddy. You're not a child. You have to be a big boy, put on your big boy pants, and give big boy answers to real questions. But the President of the United States, with the thinnest skin of possibly anybody alive at this point, decided that his best course of action was to not only just insult this woman, but to basically try to shut her down with his misogyny. And then the worst part happened, right? This is an easy thing to condemn. This is something that, regardless of your political ideology, you should be able to say, you know what, that's not okay. But this week, Republicans have been tripping over themselves to defend Donald Trump calling that reporter Piggy. More on it in just a second, but first a word from today's video sponsor. By now, you know Trump's big, beautiful bill has passed, but almost no one's reporting how ICE will get nearly $40 billion of our tax money each year, making it the most heavily funded law enforcement agency in U.S. history. That's more money than most nations spend on their entire military. So much of our media is either missing the worst of this bill or twisting the language so you think it's all in your best interest. But we've seen the ICE raids ramping up. Now Trump's openly threatening to deport U.S. citizens. This should be the biggest story in America, yet it's buried. Making ground news essential right now is what all of this is doing. They're the only tool I've found exposing these blind spots in the media. By gathering the world's news in one place, organizing it by story, then analyzing just how far-right and radical each unbiased source actually is, you get way more context than you ever would anywhere else. If we're being honest, we've seen Trump's power grabs throughout history. They said never again, and that means never again everywhere. And right now, it's happening here. So if you want to stay ahead on immigration, the economy, or simply finding the stories missing from your news feeds, Ground News has you covered. Their app and website is a smarter, more reliable way to stay informed at a time when MAGA is banking on us to stay distracted. So I've partnered with them to get you 40% off the same Vantage plan that I have been using. That comes out to $5 a month for unlimited access to everything I've mentioned and so much more. Just go to ground.news/Farron or scan the QR code to subscribe. With at least another 4 years of this, we can't afford to miss these details. So just to reiterate, Donald Trump on Air Force One calling this reporter Piggy is something that anyone of any political ideology should be able to say calmly and confidently, that's not okay. That's not something we do. That's not a low. That's not a Jerry Springer level of trashiness that we want to see from the President of the United States. It's not that hard to say. Oh, and guess what? If you're one of those people that does think it's okay, then great news, you're also pure trash. I mean, you are trashier than the, cash me outside girl. That's what you are. You are gutter trash if you think the President of the United States behaving in this way is okay. And speaking of people who think it's okay, as I mentioned, Republicans are tripping over themselves to defend it. The White House decided to put out a statement this week that said this: This reporter behaved in an inappropriate and unprofessional way towards her colleagues on the plane. If you're going to give it, you have to be able to take it. She didn't. Like, that didn't happen. She wasn't disrespectful to anybody. She didn't interrupt anybody. She didn't push people away so that she could get to the front and ask her question. She wasn't rude to Trump. She didn't ask it in a, mean way or with a bad tone. She asked a question because that's literally her job as a White House press reporter, right? Like, that's the thing she does. And she did it. She did it professionally. She did it with class. Donald Trump was the one who turned around and decided to act like a piece of trailer trash, which is exactly what he is. Then Maria Salazar, Republican representative from my state of Florida here, went on Jake Tapper's CNN program and offered somehow an even worse defense than the White House did. Here's what Salazar said. President Trump is a very picturesque and difficult and different type of politician. But I always say that I look at his policies and not at his personality. No one's perfect. Those who are perfect are in heaven. That's a lot of words that say absolutely nothing, but let's stop for a minute. And you said he is very picturesque. I need elaboration on that. Like, you can't look at this fat tub of crap and tell me that this man is picturesque. Like, that's a weird thing to say. And hey, before anybody decides to point out that, Farron, you're saying he can't call somebody a piggy, but you just called him a fat tub of crap. Yeah, I'm not the president of the United States. I shouldn't be held to the same standard as the president of the United States. I'm just a guy making videos about news of the day. You see the difference there, right? Like, we should want our presidents to be held to a higher standard than we hold ourselves to. Also, I don't care. And Donald Trump is, in fact, a fat tub of crap. And I will not hesitate to call him that at every given opportunity. In fact, I think that everything that Donald Trump says now, he should be met with a chorus of "Quiet, Piggy." I want to see "Quiet, Piggy" all over. Every protest of Donald Trump, we need to see signs that say "Quiet, Piggy," but maybe add "Quiet, Piggy Trump" so that it doesn't seem like you're trying to, bolster what he said. But it should sure as hell be used against him. That's what I want to see moving forward here. So that's on all of us to make sure that we carry that forward. But also Salazar here with her defense, like, nobody's perfect. All you had to say was, look, I didn't like it. I like the guy. I like his policies. I wish he hadn't done that. That was uncalled for. And that's a little beneath him. That's it. Maybe he gets mad that you say that. Maybe he doesn't. But if he does get mad, who the hell cares, right? But it's disgusting to see these conservatives, because we see it on social media. We're seeing it in, TikToks. They're defending this. These are the trashiest people we have ever had, either reporting on politics or serving in politics in some instances. That's the level of trashiness that Donald Trump has brought to the United States of America. Hey everyone, we are maybe just days away from hitting 1 million subscribers. Fewer than 15,000 subscribers to go at this point, and we need your help. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and tell your friends. If you have progressive-minded individuals in your life that are not subscribed to Fair and Balanced, please send them a link, send them a video, let them see what it's all about, and encourage them to subscribe. We are hoping to hit that 1 million mark before the end of this year, but I think we can do it even quicker than that. So again, if you're not already subscribed, please do so. And don't forget to share the channel with your friends. And as always, like and comment on the videos.